Hello friends, thanks for tuning in. I'm Big Matt. Today we're going to be looking at a TEAC 3340S reel-to-reel. I'm going to be doing the output and input level calibrations, as well as the record, and if we have time, maybe the bias adjustments also. This is the TEAC 3340S. I have the head cover removed now. Got most of the mechanical stuff squared away on this machine, so we're going to get into the performance portion of this unit. The first calibration we're going to do is it's called the specified output level calibration. To do that, we adjust VR 201, and right across from this VR 203. This controls the left and the right channels, channels 1 and channels 3 respectively. This is a 4-track unit, so these boards control channels 1 and 3. These outer boards, which are identical to these, control tracks or channels 2 and 4. So we're going to adjust this VR201, which is the left channel. We've got the output of this unit going into this multimeter, and this is the left channel I've got connected to it now. So when I press play on this unit, it's going to play a portion of the tape, and we want to calibrate the output of the TEAC to read 0 dB at the meter when these knobs are at approximately 2 o'clock. The manual tells us to initially put these knobs at the maximum setting and adjust VR 201 and 203 for plus 6 dB at the meter. I usually forego that step and just put the knobs at the 2 o'clock position and adjust for 0 dB instead of that 6 dB, and then bringing the levels down to 0 when these knobs are at this position. It just cuts out a step. So right now, when I hit play, I'm going to see where the meter lands. We want it to be right at 0 dB, but we'll see where we are.
Gain, so the volume indicators read 0 decibels.
Okay, we're close. We're minus 2 dB. So I'm going to try to do this as I'm holding the camera. Okay, and I'm adjusting VR 201. Just going to bring it up just a hair to 0 dB. Oops. We're going to leave it right there. And I'm going to do the same thing on channels 3. That was channel 1. We're going to do channel 3. Then I'm going to move it over and do the same things on channels 2 and 4. Next, we're going to adjust the VU meters so they'll read 0 dB as we're playing that same tape. I set all 4 channels to 0 dB at the output when these knobs are at approximately the 2 o'clock position, and I'm getting 0 dB at the meter. So now we just want these meters to reflect 0 dB as the tape is being played.
One kilohertz at reference flexibility. Set reproducer gain so the volume indicators read 0 decibels.
Okay, and we can see that they're all over the place. So to make those adjustments for channels 1 and 3, we'll adjust VR 202, which is located here, for the left channel, and VR 204, which is located right here, for the right channel. Start with the left channel. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. Let's see. I'll try it. It's kind of weird holding the camera as I'm doing this, but let's give it a shot. Okay, so I'm going to adjust VR 202, bring it up to 0 dB. Other way. Close. Going the wrong way. I'm okay with that one. VR 204 for the right channel. Bring it up just a little bit. Too much. Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing on channels 2 and channels 4. Okay, so now I've set all 4 channels to 0 dB. And the next step is to, let's see, the minimum line input level settings. Okay, the minimum input level calibration setting can be really confusing because there is a misprint on this page in the manual. It tells you to put a neg 18 dB signal into the unit, put the line input controls at maximum, and then look for a 0 dB, source position, blah 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 blah, clockwise, and then adjust VR 301 and 304 to 0 dB at the output on the meter. And then when you come down below, it tells you to apply the 400 hertz tone again at neg 18 dB. That is a misprint. It should be neg 8 dB, and that can throw you off really quick if you're not familiar with that process. So I usually skip over that first part and just go straight into the second portion, and I set the oscillator to 400 hertz at neg 8 dB. And that's where I am right now. Signals it right at neg 8 dB. Bring it down a little bit more. And that's the signal going into the unit. I've got all 4 channels set to approximately 2 o'clock, as I do for the output levels. And so now I need to adjust VR 301, which is it's located here, and VR 304 is down below, and the same along that same line. It's down here. It's 304 and VR 301. Okay, so we're going to adjust VR 301 so the meter reads 0 dB. Okay, right there, and we're going to bring it down to where it reads 0 dB. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing for VR 304. I'll change my leads. This is the left channel. I'll check the right channel. Okay, it's fairly close to 0 dB already. Could bring it down just to here. And again, I'm doing VR 304. I'll bring that just a little more. And if you get it close, man, that's good enough. It's not like you're launching nuclear missiles or anything. Get it close to 0 dB. And don't spend all day trying to get it right up 0 dB. But I'm going to do the same thing. That was channels 1 and 3. I'm going to do channels 2 and 4 next. Next, we need to do the VU meter level calibration. The input has been set to 0 dB. Now we need to get the meters to read 0 dB also. We do that on VR 302 and VR 305. And we'll work on channels 2 and 4. This guy. So I'm going to adjust VR 302 for 0 dB. Okay, VR305 has already been adjusted. That's track number 4, and I'll do tracks 1 and 3 offline. And since no one wants to listen to recorded test tones on a reel-to-reel tape deck, I'm going to be recording from from my PC. We're going to record onto the TEAC 3340S and listen to the recorded tape as it's being played back on the Pioneer system. Got a song queued up. Okay, this is what's going on to the tape. This is the actual recording. This is 15 inches per second. And this is 7.5 inches per second. And back up to 15. Again, this is the TEAC the TEAC 3340S reel-to-reel. Okay, the final calibration we're going to do is the record level setting. Right now, we've got a tone going into the machine at 0 dB, and the goal is to make the output, what's being recorded onto the tape, reflect what's being put onto the tape when these positions are at their specified inputs and outputs. So right now we've got 0 dB going in, and when we go into tape mode, we see that channel 2 is a little high, and so is channel 4. We adjust those levels here at the VR 303 and 306 directly below this. I'll bring 303 down a little bit first. Bring it down to 0 dB. And then we'll move over to VR 306. Again, we just want to have the output reflect what's being put into the machine. It goes, it's pretty close to 0. I think it's maxed out right there. And if I wanted to be really precise, I would just move either the output down, or I would move the input down, because that would bring the unit down to 0 dB. And I only move this input level just a shade off of the 2 o'clock position. Okay, and so now we see the input is identical to the output, and that's all I'm going to go over with the calibrations on the 3340S today. It's not too much into detail. I'll make another video that shows how to do the bias and the frequency adjustments and all that, but for now we're going to stick with this.